Okay, today's video is pretty short but packed with value. I'm gonna show you exactly how you can make $10,000 from a faceless YouTube channel as quickly as possible after monetization and scale it further. So just a quick remark, most people will quit watching this video right now and click off. So only a few will get to see what separates people who win, right? People who have these results from everyone else. I hope you belong to that few. Okay, so after my student Lucas posted results from this YouTube channel, we scaled. Many people were asking about the details. So let's break everything down in this video and how you can achieve similar results, right? How to speed up the process and some mistakes you won't make after this video. So, okay, some data, numbers of videos we needed for this result is, not this one, is 20, right? So you can see the posting started like in late July. Now the hero got monetized and started to scale. So uploads per day and RPM is, cost per video is 50 and a few uploads per day, right? One here, one or two already here. Cool. So RPM is 5 and profit margin is 90%. RPM is not so big, but I'm gonna tell you how we increasing it and how you can do it too. Cool. So the first step of this result is niche, right? So you need to understand that if you want quick results, it's gonna be high risk niches because many people, like the majority of people, they want exactly quick results, right? For them it's like a gambling. So the niches with like good RPM, easy videos, good earning potential, they are pretty competitive, right? So you need to win there with good trust score channels, with good content strategy, with multiple things, but it's high reward, right? When you outscale competitors, you can make a lot of money and relatively fast, right? So it's high risk, high reward. And then you need to understand why demand spikes, right? Why urgency is high right now. So what happened? Sometimes it's about terminated channels as well, because the audience, right, they want smoke, right? They want content because they got used to that. But some channels terminated, so traffic goes to other ones, right? It can be your channel as well. So, and keep in mind, a lot of people, they don't know how to do YouTube well, right? They don't know how to scale. They don't know how to secure their channels. They don't know how to avoid different problems on YouTube and make big money, right? So their channels get terminated, shadow banned, no views because they don't know how to keep it up, the momentum, right? So you need to understand why it can be some gaps, right, in the market that you can fulfill. And then another thing is about audience size. So it should be pretty big audience, not something narrow, right, with competition that it will be like red pool, right, full of sharks. So it should be like a blue ocean. So the audience is pretty big, so you can get your piece of a pie, if it makes sense. But the more important thing is audience brain. So how people actually behave, exactly this audience. So I always tell that it's much easier to hack people's brain than to hack such a big technical system as YouTube, right? But when you hack both, you can just skyrocket. And about people's brain, about psychology things, if you can see, media, right? The whole media, it's not just YouTube. It's all about clickbait. It's all about a lie, headlines, right? Like yellow papers. So people consume shit, right? As I always say, and exactly like big masses, right? Not just like random people. It's masses, and it's easy to hack masses and their brains, right? With triggers, with urgency, with like FOMO, with some sexual desires, right? It can be uh, basically everything, right? Their curiosity, like something happened. They don't really need that content, right? Nothing is gonna influence their lives so much as they think it will. But you create some triggers to drive their attention, right? Because in our world, attention is everything. So you need their attention to watch the video and to retain them in the video and have good metrics after the video, right? So it's not about that. I mean that it's easy to succeed in niches that you can predict audience behavior, how to manipulate them, right? How to basically lead them. It's hard to grow in niches like tutorials, something that is educational, something that requires a lot of research before making the video, right? Where the audience is super picky to facts when they understand already the topic of the video, right? Something like science, and if you make a mistake, right, they will write comments, they will agree with you, they will complain, they won't have that connection with the channel. So it's much better to succeed in niches that have really not the smartest audience, let's say. Cool. So the next one is data-driven decision. Proofs to work from other niches or competitors or like similar sub niches. So you see something is working, right? For example, it's like celebrity news. So you change some small minor things. If it's like a country, right? You change a country, you change, for example, different companies' names, but the same videos, right? If it's, for example, worked for Cristiano Ronaldo, is gonna work for Lionel Messi, because right, it's like different parts of the market, but it's the same market, right? It's like popular football players. So you have data and you just change it. You have already something proven to work and something is untapped. So you combine these things and you win. Cool. The next thing is asymmetry, right? For this niche is asymmetric, right? We picked with Lucas. So with asymmetric niches, you already keep in mind that even if like 5, 8, 10 videos flop, 1 or 2 videos, they offset the cost and return exponential profit, right? And drive the whole channel up, right? They scale the whole channel, they move the whole channel, and even videos that are flopped, they can perform, they can start to perform after that. So it's normal. And the next one is the option to scale massively, which we're gonna discuss here, right? The first of all, right, when you start a channel like this, right, to get proof of concept that you have like a good trust score channel, like you get into the algorithm pretty fast, right? YouTube likes you, let's say. YouTube doesn't struggle to find the audience, right? It's not about like YouTube likes you. It doesn't struggle to find the proper audience. It's like AVD is growing, it's giving you impressions, right? Like you have first subscribers, so you just create bad short, right? Not long. It's not about shorts or something. It's just shorter videos, but fast. So you just upload them, right? And how Lucas is mentioned in his tweet, the first video went live in 24 hours after finding the niche. So, and then you only scale. Then you have, okay, proof of concepts. The channel is growing, right? You anticipate, you predict the future of the channel, the performance, and then you surround the channel with people, right? It can be your current team, it can be new people, but everything should be structured with guidelines, with SOPs, so they understand what to do as fast as possible, right? They don't ask a lot of stupid questions. They know what they need to do, right? So it's about the right systems, but it's not about scaling, right? I don't want this video to be about scaling. It's just about scaling this current channel after first traction, so to beat the competition, because after you monetize, right, competitors show up right around here, so we need to beat them, and we're gonna discuss it. Cool. So, and the next thing is parallelization. So multiple videos, they are produced simultaneously, right? Like different video editors, can be 1 or 2 script writers, and you already have something to upload, right? If one video, when you upload, it fails, it gives you like limited monetization, it gives you some copyright issues, it gives you different problems, you already have another one, right? And you fix that one, you upload afterwards. And the most important here about scaling is speed of feedback loops. So you quickly test variations like ideas, titles, thumbnails, different hook styles, and then double down on what drives actually views, right? It's views. And you understand analytics, right? You deep delve in data. You see, okay, what non-subscribers are watching, right? Like how they're watching, and you compare details from comments, right, about your viewer satisfaction metrics. You compare with your competitors what they like, right? You analyze with ChatGPT. So you need to do it fast, and you need to execute fast, and you're gonna beat all the competitors very fast. And yeah, it's about replication. Once you have something is working a bit better, right, it can be like too much better, like so much better than a different like other videos, you just double down, you replicate. You also like I told you, like when it comes to niche selection, so you separate something, right? You see the competitors are doing something, it's working, you alter it, and then you have a video like an outlier which is working, you double down on it by also altering it, by changing some details, by because you understand that the subscribers, right, audience is coming from that video on the channel from outlier, so they are aware of it. You don't need to give them something extremely new. No, you need to double down and iterate fast. Cool. So, and the second thing, the next thing is market driven, not your emotions, not your like what you want to do, right? It doesn't really matter because you are not your target audience. And niches, right? A lot of niches, they are not for you. You can see only on main page, right? If you have like a personal channel, you can see niches there for you. But real money, it's made in niches that are not for you, that are for different types of audience, for people, for like old people, mature women, right, and stuff like that. So many of them. So you need to detach from your personal preference, what you want to do, what you think is gonna win. No, like you need to analyze data and only be driven by data, right? Your actions, they should be made by data, if it makes sense. The next thing is consistency, right? You don't need to skip days when you have momentum, right? When people are watching, your real time is good. You need to double down. You need to keep increase momentum. So that's why you can see here, it's after like this trend, right? 2 videos that the channel started to grow even more, right? Some problems here, but the channel is doing really well even right now after this screenshot. So cool, right? And you don't need to skip days. When you see it's working, right, just double down, triple, quadruple, don't miss out. And yeah, the last thing about scaling is volume strategy. You don't need to aim for one viral, you need to aim for multiple attempts just to change things a little bit, and understand that okay, you are not gonna have all videos viral, as I mentioned, right? So, because it's asymmetric niche, but you need to secure the channel with a few outliers at the beginning when it's new, because if it's only one outlier which is like driving the whole channel up, some things can happen with it, right? It can get limited ads, it can get like claims, copyright strikes, right? Whatever. You always need to rely on a few drivers. Cool. And the next thing, right, the last thing I'm going to talk in this video is dominating the competitors. As I mentioned, people don't know how to create good content, right, at all, and they don't know how to win competition. So you need to always improve, tweak your scripts, right, or your hooks, your scripts in general, to analyze AVD, to analyze AVD graphs, and tweak according to it, right? Triggers on thumbnails, because as I mentioned also, audience can be easily triggered, so you just need to tweak it. You need to see, okay, which one is working well. CTR as a metric is not really reliable, but it can help you like a little bit, but views is your main metric. So, right, if you are on the same niche, AVD, for example, for this niche is pretty the same for all the videos, right? So only performance is because of topics and packaging. So you need to also, and packaging only includes triggers. So you need to change, manipulate with triggers and understand how to improve them. Cool. So the next step is don't be greedy, right? Especially in high risk, high reward niches, because many bad things can happen with the channel. So how you can do it, I'm gonna show you pretty quickly in this like graph. So it's your time of the channel and it's your risk, right? How risky content, how risky you are with packaging, because the biggest risk, right, and the biggest urgency how you can create is exactly because of packaging, because of your thumbnails, headlines on thumbnails, your titles and your video ideas. So this is the beginning, right? Zero, like when you started the channel. At the beginning you need to have big risks, right? Because you have like a small channel, there is nothing to lose. Like it's not connected with AdSense to AdSense, there is nothing to lose. So but you need first views as fast as possible, right? So your risk is big, right? And it's about time. Then when you have monetization point, right, closer to monetization, you need to reduce the risk, right, so much so it's monetized, right? Just a few days it's reviewing, okay. The channel is monetized right now. Just wait a little bit, and then you, of course, you increase the risk, right? Because you need to build momentum. But then afterwards, after you have, okay, this risk, right, you continue a little bit, you have many outliers, right, as we discussed. Like you don't aim for one attempt, you aim for multiple attempts. You have multiple videos in the algorithm, the channel is growing, right? So you reduce the risk by multiple things, right? By changing your content strategy, by introducing not I cannot say because I'm gonna leak the niche completely, but it's in the video how you can include some things in the video, so the channel becomes safer. And yeah, and also it's all about what you tell in the video, like how risky words are to not get also limited ads. Cool. So yeah, detach emotion, as I mentioned also when it comes to dominating competitors. Just don't be scared of someone is doing this video, but you wanted to do it, right? It's in your plan. Just always take a look at data. That's the most important. And risk tolerance, the last one, the last thing is accept that like wasted flopped videos, they are as tests, not your failures, and nothing can stop you from scaling. Cool. Follow Lucas, my student, on X, and see you in the next video.